Hey there! Don't worry, it's not a monster. It's just me, Dr. Mouth, right here with another edition of Slipped Through the Cracks. I want to welcome you all to the show today. Gonna talk about some punk rock and some new wave today, ladies and gentlemen, because, I grew up right at the right time for punk rock and new wave. I got to see all these bands firsthand as they hit the scene, and it was pretty amazing, I have to say. I was already a lover. It was kind of weird because I really liked a lot of old 60s music, 70s music, but at the same time, I loved the intensity of punk rock and the new spins that new wave artists put on music. I thought it was really fantastic. Punk brought that intense energy that kind of hadn't been there since the early days of rock and roll. And then also, it was great because you were seeing all these bands with multiple influences. You're seeing bands with reggae influence, rockabilly influence, ska influences. You were seeing all these different things coming to a head all at the same time. And it was really a pretty cool time to be listening to music because things were drastically changing. Now, if you're someone that doesn't really know a lot about this era and you'd like to check out more about it and maybe get a quick overview of what it was like, then this is the record for you. This is an amazing record. This is called URGH, A Music War, the album. Now, what URGH was, is it actually was a film. It was one of the first big, I guess you'd call it it's either, documentary or concert film. Because the film itself has no narration, there's no real facts, it's just clip after clip of band after band after band after band. And that's it. It's not telling you about the scene, it's not giving you any information, it's just letting you watch the band's performances up straight in your face. Well, the list of musicians that they captured for this documentary, it's absolutely astounding. It's like a who's who of the era. I mean, look at this. I'm just going to go through this and look at the names on this. Very first track, The Police, Wall of Voodoo, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, Oingo Boingo, which featured Danny Elfman, who went on to become huge in the Hollywood soundtrack world. He's done tons of soundtracks. XTC, in one of the rare XTC live performances, because Andy Partridge, very shortly after this, most of these recordings are from 1980. Very shortly after this, Andy Partridge got incredibly huge stage fright, and XTC never really performed live very much past the early 80s. So that's really rare to have a live track by XTC on here. We've got the Go-Go's on here, Klaus Nomi, of course, Jules Holland. We got some awesome reggae with Steel Pulse. Devo is on here, Echo and the Bunnymen, the Cramps, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts doing a wicked version of Bad Reputation. Para Ubu, Gary Newman is on here. The Fleshtones, Gang of Four, John Otway, who still performs live to this day. 999, one of my favorite British punk bands. X, who, John Doe. They've actually just gotten back together and have been doing shows. Magazine, Scafish, like this record, it's a literal who's of this era and this time period, and there's just so many amazing tracks, and it's a great listen too, man, because it just kind of jumps all over the place. It's one of my favorite records of this era, and you can check out the film. The film's available on YouTube, I believe. In fact, down in the description box below the video here, I've posted the links so that you can check out the video clips that go along with this fantastic music. And I will say this about this record, too. Besides being a fantastic record, this is the version that you want to have. You see, a lot of people, myself included, are not fans of CDs. I really don't like the way that they're packaged. A lot of them don't sound very good, especially when they first started. And I just think they're not the objects of art that record albums are. It's just not the same. Well, in this case, it literally is not the same, because if you were to buy the CD version of this, which came out, I believe, in the late 2000s, it's missing 6 of the songs. 6 whole songs are not on the CD. What kind of crap is that? Who would want the CD when you could have this, the full-blown vinyl, all these fantastic songs, all these fantastic bands? In hindsight now, this really is a fantastic historical document, and the filmmakers who put it together should be quite happy that they captured this and just left it as bare bones as they did. In true punk rock style, it's very DIY, no narration, no facts, nothing. Here's the clips, here's the bands, check it out. And that's what I'm saying with URGH. It's the same thing. Here's the bands, a literal collection of the who's who of the era, a fantastic collection, and all performed live. What more could you ask for, ladies and gentlemen? Well, that is it for today. Dr. Mouth here, slipped through the cracks. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Follow me on Instagram. It's Dr. Mouth. You can find out when the latest episodes are appearing. And, of course, to get around that, just subscribe. The little red button at the bottom. Just hit the subscribe button, and you can check out lots more here. Slipped through the cracks. And I thank you for watching.